Hello. Today is April 19th, and I don't know, I want to chat, but I don't know exactly what I want to chat about. So I do know, I'm doing this channel to share my experience of awakening and coming to the realization that this whole fucking thing is a game, high quality, the best, ultimate best game ever created, but cheaters took over, and that's kind of where we are, and that's what's happening. That's getting revealed. And I know this because I get physical confirmation. And I know this sounds kind of cuckoo or woo-woo or whatever, but you do too. You just don't realize that your outside person, you outside this construct, is talking to you. You have a whole team of people, and they're talking to you. And one of the things that I set up in my body is, if I'm correct in what I'm thinking and making my connecting the dots, my train of thought, connecting the dots of how this works to that and stuff like that, then I get a physical confirmation on my right hand side. If I've made an error, then it's on my left side, and it's more like, nope, try again, you know, kind of thing like that. So I might be close, but I know when I am fucking spot on, and there's like no denying, because my body will involuntary shake to the right like that. And so if I'm really relaxed, it usually happens when I'm really relaxed or getting into that alpha state and stuff, and when you get into the alpha state, your frequency is changing, and you're basically going, to me, it's like you're going into another dimension type thing. Even though you're still here in the 3D dimension, you're actually leveling up to 3D plus. So you're going 4, 4D, 5, you know, and on up. And and I haven't said it here, but I've said it to other people. Since I believe that I'm God of my world, and I believe you're God of your world, in my world, here I see it, and the way I've seen it, and it's come to me, is that the dark entities that are fucking with us are here. They're here in the 4D, but they cannot be 5D. 5D is nothing but goodness. Nothing but goodness. So we're going to be dealing with them in the 4D, because they have that, but they can't go any higher than that, because that's more light. You know, going higher is going towards the light, going towards good, going towards positivity, going towards love, going towards, you know, creativity and stuff. Not like ooh, I had the windows open, so hopefully that'll make it sound better. Not like what it is right now, where it's kind of, you got good and bad, you know, positive and negative. And when you get higher, it just, you know, it's not so, I don't know how to explain that part, and I can't, because that hasn't been revealed to me yet. So, but all I do know is that there's no negative. You know, our vibrations rise, so there's no low vibrations up there. So in essence, there's no negativity once you get past 4D. So 4D plus up to 5D, don't even worry about them. They're not even going to be there, and that's what I see. But what I wanted to tell you is how when you're here in 3D, how the game fucks with you and tries to keep you corralled, tries to keep you plugged in, tries to keep you thinking that this is real, because you can touch it, you can feel it, you can taste it, you can smell it, you can see it. You know, that's everything we can't do in our energy selves. That's the whole reason we're doing this, is because out there, when ultimately, I mean, there's different levels, many different levels, many different worlds that that's gonna open up to us. But in our ultimate essence of us, when we're just nothing but frequency, we can't touch, we can't smell, we can't feel, you know, everything is just good, everything is just light, everything, you know, so we don't experience those negative, and that's why this was created. We were just come here to experience it and then move on and la 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 la. Well, then somebody decided to cheat and got, you know, greedy and kept us in this reincarnating loop and all that jazz. And so anyway, what I've been noticing in my world is, because I'll get really relaxed, I'll ask questions in my mind because I'm connected to my higher self, me, myself, and I. Me is my body, myself is my mind, and I, of course, is the third, you know, our third eye, our one eye, our first eye actually is what it is, because these are fake eyes, just to see what's going on here. It's like wearing goggles to see what's going on here. But so when I'm in touch, fully in alignment with me, myself, and I, or just relaxed in that space, you know, I can get, and then like the dark entities that are, you know, manipulating this world, they're eavesdropping in on us. And so when somebody, I don't know who said it, but the truth came out, you know, about the Truman Show, we are actors in our own show, for real deal. And so just figure that there are people out there. You're never alone in whatever you do. You know, you're in the bathroom, you're on the toilet, you're picking your nose. You think you're alone, but you ain't alone. You got a whole shit ton of people watching you, you know, and rooting you on. They've been with you since the get-go. But anyway, that's a whole nother thing. Really, truly, like the Truman Show. Like the Truman Show. But to keep you engaged and keep you playing this game and keep you oppressed and keep you hopeless, they do things to keep you corralled. And that's one thing you're going to learn from, if you ever listen to Archaix, Archix, Archaix on YouTube, Jason Basirs, and he also has archaix.com. Go listen to him. I think he talks more in depth about stuff that you can't get censored about on YouTube, on his page. And I'm working my way up to subscribing to it, so it's like $5 or $20. Anyway, go find it yourself. That's not my whole thing. I'm getting sidetracked. That's why I'm pulling back. So what happens is, if you're like me, you're the one that's awake in your family, and then your spouse is not awake. And so since they can't fuck with me, they'll fuck with people around you. And then how you feel on the inside lets them know how much you're invested in the game, if you're getting pulled back into the game. And you may notice somebody may be going through some really hard times and everything, and you can show them compassion and empathy and whatnot, but on the inside, just know that, yeah, this is part of their game. And as far as I'm concerned, I trust this process, that it will lead to goodness. You know, we go through hard stuff, but then we always end up in the sunshine, right? So don't worry about it. Nothing can truly hurt us here unless you give it permission to. And I'll tell you what, when I'm having these conversations within myself, you know, I get confirmation. And when I'm like totally relaxed, especially in bed, right before I'm going to bed, and I'm laying there and I'm completely relaxed, you know, I will get, especially leading up, the 3 weeks leading up to the big solar ellipse, not eclipse, ellipse. That's what NASA guy said, ellipse. And he didn't correct himself, and he knew what he was saying, and he said it kind of slowly, so that those that are paying attention are going to know that he said ellipse and not eclipse. Oh, I'm going to move my car forward. So anyway, leading up to that, my hearing got all echoey, and when I would talk, and I would hear things in a high pitch, it would be woo, kind of weird in my ears. And then also, because I was understanding a lot of stuff and revealing a lot of stuff to myself and figuring a bunch of shit out and finding the connections. I was feeling like when when you've fallen down and you've smacked the back of your head and that, you kind of get your bell ring and stuff and you get that sensation. I was getting that a lot because somebody was fucking with my other avatar. You have another avatar that they have made of you, and that's how they control you. So what I'm getting at is when you're having, I want you to just get relaxed and notice the feelings that are happening with you. Sometimes when I'm having these conversations in my head where I'm figuring things out, I will feel like I'll get like that. That was me doing that. That wasn't them. That was me doing that. But it's that noticeable. Yesterday when I was going to upload my videos about, whatever I did on 4/18, when I was going to upload them, my hand was shaking really hard. So it was somebody was trying to like hold my hand from typing. That's the only thing that was shaking on me, was this hand that I was typing with. And I asked my son, I go, do you see that? And he goes, yeah. And I go, what's my hand doing? He goes, it's shaking. And I was like, oh, okay. So you'll get shit like that. You also get things like, oh, it feels like somebody's taking my blood pressure, but there's nothing on my arm. Or it feels like somebody's putting a shot in me, but there's nobody here. You know what these sensations are. You know what it feels like. And so if you just stop and think and like, what is that? It'll come to you. You'll know because you're connected to your avatar, your other avatar. We have several avatars. We have this one here, and then we have the one that they created of us, and that's how they control us. That's how they move us around. That's how they, fuck with our feelings and whatnot. They can't fuck with my feelings because I know ultimately, that they're just puppeteering the people around us. Definitely go watch Being John Malkovich. That set us up for a lot. That set us up for being able to go inside another person. That set us up for being bisexual. That set us up for wanting to be transsexual. That was a cult classic. That came out. And there's a lot that the seeds were fucking planted there. And if you watch that and you're like me, you watched it when you were young, it was cool, it was hip, and then now, and it made you think. I love thinking movies because I love to think. Now when I watch these things going back, I'm like, holy shit, they really set us up for a lot of shit that's coming out here today. So, but I think that they have upgraded their way, of tapping into people. And like you've seen on YouTube, they talk about how they